Now the next method is to release press releases. Press releases are incredibly powerful and will be distributed all over the internet to many places. They go to news sites, and if your article is well written and is on a topic that is of interest, you can find yourself actually getting phone calls and being picked up by media. So I've had phone calls from radio stations and appeared on radio stations because of press releases and articles that people have found when they're searching for information. So it's well worth doing. Now there's two choices with press releases. You can go for a free submission, and that's what we've looked here. There's plenty. You can see here there's lists of free press release submission sites. You can go on and submit free to those. They don't tend to have as wide a distribution as some of the other sites. You can get software that will automate this. Alternatively, you could go for a site such as Vocus or PR Web or PR for Less, any of these, and they'll charge you for it. Now, the amount they charge you will vary as to how far out it goes. Some of them go out an awful long way. Some of them allow you to include keyword links as well, and they can be expensive. I mean, you can look at paying sort of anything up to sort of $500, sometimes more, for a press release to be distributed out. So that may not be within your budget initially, so you may want to use the free press release submission sites. Now, writing a press release is different from writing an article. When you write an article, you go through logically with the information. With a press release, you kind of have to do it backwards. You have to include the most important information at the front, right at the beginning, and then as you go through the press release, you include less and less important information. And finally, you have to include your name, website address, your telephone number, your email address. You want these people to be able to contact you. Now, the reason you have the most important information at the beginning is if a press release is going to be used in the news site or in the magazine or something like that, or newspaper, what the editor does is they only have a certain amount of space. So if you've written a 1,000-word press release and they've only got space for 500 words, they haven't got time to rewrite your press release or contact you and say, can you rewrite it or whatever. All they'll do is start cutting off paragraphs at the end till they get the right length. So if the most important information is right at the end, you'll find that your most important information is gone. So what you need is it's got to be at the beginning, so that if they do sort of truncate your press release, the important information is kept. But yeah, make sure that the first paragraph really grabs people's attention and tells them why they have to read. It's got to be written very well, very professionally, and very newsworthy. So, something boring and tedious is going to get no response. But something that's really well written and newsworthy will get picked up. And you'll be surprised. You can get loads of backlinks from this, but you can also get media publicity, which is pretty much invaluable. So all of these sites are going to be pretty much the same. All you do is you go to each site, you find the press release sites, you go to them, submit your press release, and then off you go. So that's another technique you can use. It is very popular. It's very good for getting your site up in the search engines. But again, if you're direct linking to a URL, to an affiliate URL, this isn't going to work for you. You really need to have either a domain redirect or your own blog or squeeze page in order for it to work. Ideally, you want a blog or domain redirect. A blog will be perfect because then it's something newsworthy and people will send you to it. The thing is anyone that reads a press release and before they publish it will go and check out your website, and if they just see it's a sales page, they may be a bit wary about publishing it. But if they see it's a site with lots of information on it's really useful, then they are more likely to publish it. For example, going back to our imaginary Canon FX camera, if Canon have released a new version of that camera, you may well write a review of it and then submit a press release telling people about the review, directing them to your review blog. Because of course that way that's going to be great for them, because they've got a review of some useful information on your new release. So that's likely to work well for you. So that's press releases. Very good method of using. Won't work particularly well with a direct link or URL redirect, but will work very well with a blog. Now let's talk about an incredibly powerful method of generating traffic: video marketing. Now, to create a video, you will either need to use a camera, a webcam, a digital cam, even a mobile phone if you're going to do live action. If you're going to do something on the computer, you'll need Camtasia or Cam Studio. Cam Studio is free to capture the screen. There are other tools you can use, of course. You need to create a video that's informative, that is interesting, and then submit it to video sites. Now, you can manually submit it to video sites, or you can use TubeMogul. TubeMogul is a very, very powerful site that will take your video and submit it to other directories for you. It will take care of all the submissions. Absolutely fantastic. I can really, really strongly recommend using it. What you'll find is you'll get a lot of traffic from it. You'll get a lot of backlinks as well. So absolutely fantastic. But you need to create your video. And what you need to do is make it informative. It needs to be under about 10 minutes. Most article directories don't like videos over 10 minutes. So it's got to be short and to the point. Now, it could be a demonstration of a screen like this. It could be a PowerPoint like you saw earlier on. It's up to you what you do. It depends upon what you're going to target. You could also do, as I said, live action, talking head, you talking to a screen. That's perfectly acceptable as well. But if you do this, what you'll end up with is a video that you can then upload to the article video directories. It needs to be in a format they accept. AVI or Flash, most of them will accept, no problems at all. Now, your video should include your URL in it. So I typically, if I'm submitting something, will put a watermark or an overlay on the video with my URL in it, so that everyone who's watching the video will see my website. Typically, I'll put the URL in the description as well. But you need to have your keywords, again, ready, because all of these will ask for your keywords. So make sure you're prepared with a set of keywords to use. With TubeMogul, you are going to have to go to a number of these other sites in order to sign up for an account, but that will take you half an hour or so to do, and is worth doing. It's much, much quicker to use TubeMogul than to try and submit to all the other sites. Once you've submitted a few articles and you're doing okay with TubeMogul, you can unlock other article directories. There are some of them that they don't give you by default, but you can apply and say, please sir, let me have access to these. And if you've provided some good quality videos that are getting some views, then yeah, they'll let you do that, no problems. And that will allow you to submit your articles, your videos even further. Now, the real benefit of this, and I'd say set up a Google alert or something so you can see it, but you'll find your video will appear all over the place. I do this and I'm constantly surprised about where the videos crop up, because a lot of sites feed from the video directories. That there's sites that have been created directly off the video directories, for example. So make sure you have a decent quality video. You can get an awful lot of traffic from it. But this, to be honest, is one of my favourite ways of doing video marketing. Yeah, I could submit manually to each one, but that's so much like hard work. Much, much easier to use TubeMogul and let them take the strain for me. But they do offer, I think, some paid versions that you could look at if you wanted to, but the free version is perfect for our needs. So you could record a video and start using that as well. Video marketing is still very much underused, so there's lots of potential there for you to get an awful lot of traffic. So I'd really, really look at doing this. You may be that you've got a strong accent or you're not confident doing videos. You can outsource the video creation, or you can use a site such as animoto.com, which will create short videos for you. Both of those are acceptable. Alternatively, you can sit and practice, and you'll get the hang of recording videos sooner or later. It's not difficult to do, it really isn't. But submit them here at TubeMogul, and you'll find them distributed all over the internet with no work on your part. Now, this is Craigslist.org. Please make sure you type in the org. If you type in .com, you'll end up somewhere undesirable. Make sure you type in Craigslist.org. Now, they have lots and lots of local sites here you can see, but Craigslist is a huge classified ad site, basically, and you can post adverts here for advertising products and services for free. Now, you've got to make sure you don't spam it, because otherwise they're going to get quite upset and they'll delete your ads. They're fairly militant about this, and will delete ads first and ask questions later. So you do need to make sure that you meet their requirements. So read their terms of use, make sure you're familiar with them. What you want to do is write a small advert. The advert needs to include your URL and why people must click through. Don't focus on you, focus on them, focus on the benefits to them, and then post it in an appropriate category. I would recommend you post it in your local country, category. You can try posting it in some of the USA categories if you want. You may find that it gets deleted fairly quickly from there. That has been known to happen. So, just be careful. But what you will find here as well, and we're only going to talk about this briefly, is you will find that people post wanted ads here. Now, if you look through those wanted ads, you may find that your product that you're promoting provides a solution. eBay provide the same service. They have the wanted on eBay. If you look through those and email people with your solution, quite often you can make sales from that. So that's well worth considering. I would really highly recommend it, honestly. I'm not going to go into any more depth on Craigslist here now, but you have a look here. There's lots of other classified ad directories you could use. You can type into Google classified ads, a classified ad directory, and you'll find lots of them. And then you can put your articles, your classified ads in any of them. Make sure your URL is in there. Make sure your keywords are in there, and it'll give you some backlinks, and hopefully make you a few sales as well.